Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. As you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be talking all about my tanning routine. So sharing with you the tan that I use, the way that I do it, basically every little tip and trick that I've picked up over many years of using self-tan. And with spring and summer upon us, I thought it was the perfect time to pop this video up and maybe inspire some of you to get the self-tan back out and just pop a little bronze on, because there's nothing nicer than feeling really bronzed when you're wearing a nice little summer dress, having drinks with the girls, or just whatever it is you're doing. The products I've been using and really loving lately are from Coco and Eve, which is a brand that I've loved for ages in their hair care range, but I've recently discovered their self-tan and also really like that. So the self-tan is this one, which is called Sunny Honey Barley Bronzing Foam. Such a gorgeous packaging. Can we just appreciate how aesthetic this is? And then they've also got the bronzing glow drops too. So these kind of go hand in hand to give you the perfect summer glow, and I personally cannot get enough of these. So Coco and Eve as a brand are cruelty-free and vegan, and this one's a little bit different because this has a green grey base. It dries really quick, it develops within 2 hours, and it's also got raw coconut in, so it helps to moisturize your skin at the same time. And the best part is it smells like mango and guava, so you literally walk out the bathroom smelling like you've been on holiday, and it's just perfection. I cannot explain how good this smells. And then for the bronzing face drops, you literally just put a couple of drops in your moisturizer in the morning, put it on your face, and it basically just develops over the day really gradually, so you don't get like a full coverage straight away, but you can build it up over a couple of days. And it's also got coconut oil, hyaluronic acid and dragon fruit in, so it just helps to moisturize the skin a bit as well. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the video and share with you how I use these products, what they look like on, and all that kind of fun stuff. And without further ado, we're going to jump into the video and share with you my tanning routine. Okay, first things first, I have already had my morning shower, which on tanning days is normally where I scrub all of my tan off. I use an exfoliating mitt and a really nice body scrub, and basically just like buff away all of the dead skin cells and leave my skin as fresh and rejuvenated and as much of a blank canvas as I possibly can, so my skin looks as perfect as possible for when I put on the new tan. And it's actually about 8 o'clock at night right now, so I'm getting ready to wind down for the evening, and this is normally the time of evening when I put on my tan. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop on my cycle shorts and then get back to you and start tanning. The tan I'm going to be using is the Coco and Eve Sunny Honey in Dark. This was actually recommended to me by a friend who used it and really liked it, so couldn't resist getting it myself. Does also come in medium and ultra dark depending on your preference, because I know some people like to buy ultra dark, some like light. Depends on your skin tone and depends on just what you personally want. And then I do also have, as you probably noticed in the background, a little fake tan mitt from them as well, which is one of their velvety plush ones. So it's just a really nice pink with the thumb, which honestly is so handy when you're tanning, because it means you can kind of get like around different areas and like in your fingers and stuff. Oh, it's just so handy. So I'm going to be using this one along with the tan. We're going to get tanning, and I'm going to start with my legs because that is the area I always start with, and I work my way up, because there's nothing worse than tanning your top half first and then you're all sticky and it's all uncomfortable, and then you've got to do the rest of your body. So I'm going to start with my legs, work my way up to my arms, and then probably just sit in a dressing gown. This is such a strange angle for me because I don't think I've ever done a video at this kind of angle, so we're just going to get used to it. It'll be fine. And what I'm going to do is tan like this, so you guys can see me tan like my whole leg, but I obviously don't want to get too much out on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and tan one leg first, and then you can see the contrast. As I said, using the Coco and Eve mitt, which is this one here, and then we're just going to go ahead and shake the tan up a little bit and pop a little pump onto the mitt. I'm going to start with like that much and just see how far that gets us, because every tan is different. And just pop that on. Oh, it smells really fruity. Whoa. Okay, that's definitely a difference. Oh my goodness. You can kind of see on camera the like greeny base of it, so it does have a definite kind of green grey undertone, but also off camera it looks a lot more natural. Like this looks really naturally like lightly tanned, and this leg actually just looks really red. So I'm gonna go ahead and tan this one now as well, so that it's kind of caught up in colour. I'm just loving the smell. The smells so good. It makes me want like a really nice tropical drink on holiday. As you can probably see, while the tan is drying, the colour ever so slightly changes. So this one now looks a lot more green grey, and this one kind of looks more tan now. But oh, I love it. Ignore the little patches on my knees, by the way. They're really, really dry at the moment, and I'm kind of hydrating as much as I can, but that is why they are like just really, really brown. They're just really dry. So we're going to ignore that. It's not dodgy tan, it's just dry knees. But oh my god, I love it. just realised I forgot to do my foot though, so I probably should just give that a quick once over. Right, are we ready for the top half? I'm going to pop my hair into a little claw, just so it's like up and off my back, because I don't really want to be tanning my blonde by accident. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop that up like so, just so it's like out of the way. And then I've already tanned like my belly and my back, so I'm going to go ahead and do like my chest and my arms. Oh, this bathroom just smells like a tropical paradise now. So we're going to get started on my chest and my arms and the top of my back, which I don't really know how I do. Apparently it's not normal the way I do my back, but I'm like some kind of weird like contortionist with it, and I seem to get it to go okay. So I'm going to show you how I do it, but starting off with my chest, but I'm going to go like all up over my shoulders and on my neck, and then switch hands to do the other side. I'm going to put a tiny bit more on because I don't think I did enough then, and just do kind of this side of things, and get like up under your armpit as well, because that's always a bit that I forget that you need to do, is like up under your armpit, because it's like a kind of, it's the place you never see, so it just always gets a little bit neglected. So we're going to give that a little bit of a once over, and obviously making sure I'm going under my bra, just for the internet. I'm going to keep the bra on, sorry guys. And then for my back, I just kind of get a lump and just kind of do this, and then I just kind of spread it around and just see in the mirror what I'm doing. And I always find it really handy to have a mirror as well, just so you can kind of see where you're spreading, and it just involves a lot of like up and down, back and forth, like looking in the mirror, trying to check from different angles, make sure you've got it covering everywhere, because your back is quite a hard place to do, but I also think if you've got someone handy, they can just help you out. Me today, I do not have someone handy, so I'm a one-woman show. Now I've done the back, we're going to go on to the arms, and I always leave the arms till last, just because I think they're the thing I'm moving the most, and I don't really want to be like sticking to myself, so I always do them last and start at the top and then work my way down. So literally making sure I'm like surrounding my entire arm, up over my shoulder, and then down over the elbow, and then I always add a tiny bit more as I get to my forearm, and just kind of blend it all in. Again, looking in the mirror, just checking that everything's like fully ready to go. And then onto my fingers, what I tend to do is not add any more product, but kind of just like go over my hand with what's left on the mitt, because there's not normally that much on it, but it just kind of helps you to buff out your hands a little bit, give them a little bit of a go, like so. And that's one arm done. Then we're going to switch over to the other side and do that one too. I do always end up with like the little watch mark, which just makes me laugh so much, but where I wear my Apple Watch every day, I've got this like little line around my wrist, but it's something that I can't really prevent because I use the rubber strap, so I always just put my watch on to cover it. But it's just because it gets a little bit sweaty under there, and it's not something I can change unless I get a different watch band, so it's just something we make do with, but you can't really see it, so it's fine. And then again, just going up my hand and kind of just thinking about where naturally would get the sun. So like obviously leave your palm, but like make sure you get like the sides of your hands and stuff where would naturally tan. And then voila, we are done. And I think that took me a grand total of about 8 minutes to do my entire body. So it is quite a quick process that I do. This tan is actually really good because it's not very sticky, so you can get dressed pretty quickly, but just for good measure, because I've got a white dressing gown, I'm going to stand for 10 minutes in the bathroom, scroll Instagram, and then pop my clothes on and carry on with the day. Obviously I have put cycle shorts on straight away, but they literally do not leave a mark because the tan is so quick drying. Like my belly and my legs are already dry, so it's just a case of like letting the top half go. And then yeah, I'll catch up with you in the morning when I wash it off and you can see how nicely it developed. As you can tell from my face and my hair, it is a little while later and I have washed all of my tan off. I've taken my makeup off, hair is on top of my head, and I'm getting ready for an evening of sitting on the sofa watching the Kardashians. But on that note, let's talk through the facial drops. So I use these every third day, depending how I feel or how brown I look. So as you can see, I am slightly bronzed because I do use them quite often. So I've been using them for, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks now, just kind of every other day to keep it up, because I think when my makeup is off, it just makes my face look so much brighter and more alive, and I feel like I look more awake and more like glowy when I've done them. And it also just really helps for keeping the consistency of your tan, because then when you have a makeup free day, your face isn't really pasty compared to the rest of you, like it kind of blends really well. And the way that you use the facial drops is popping them into a moisturizer. So I've actually got a little Sand and Sky glowy drops, which are really good for just adding a little bit of glow to your skin, but also the perfect consistency to mix. So I literally just put some of this in my hand. You can use pretty much any moisturizer you want to. I just personally prefer using a little serum. And then you just do a couple of drops of the facial tanner and then just apply it as you would normally. And oh, it smells like heaven. The one thing I will say is the Coco and Eve products just smell so good. Like the tan just smells divine. I love it so much. And the one thing I really like about the Coco and Eve bronzing facial drops is that they have hyaluronic acid and dragon fruit in. So they're really good for helping to plump up your skin and make it feel moisturized. So they're not drying at all, which is obviously a bonus, because if you're putting things on your face, you ultimately want them to be adding hydration, not taking away. I realized I also forgot to share with you my absolute, I guess it's like a secret hidden gem of tanning, and it's the kabuki brush. So these are available on Coco and Eve as well, and they are game changing. It's the tiniest little tool that you never knew you needed, and as someone who's tanned since the age of like 15 or 16, it's just something that I wish I'd known about sooner, and I wish I had sooner, because it would have saved me so many awkward like hand and elbow moments where it gives away the fact that you've obviously tanned from a bottle and not from sitting on a beach. So to use it, you literally just put your tan on with a normal mitt and then just like brush over your knuckles and like your elbows like so. So you literally just like buff it out, and it just helps to distribute the tan a bit better and make it sit in all your natural cracks and crevices and like all the little gaps in your fingers and stuff where obviously a mitt can't reach. Or alternatively, if you want to, I sometimes put a tiny bit of tan on this, dab it on the mitt, and then just rub it all over my fingers and like all my little knuckles and stuff. Because if you dab it on the mitt, it means that you get a little bit less product, so you're not putting too much like into all of your like wrinkles and bits and pieces. So really handy little tool to have, and I highly recommend. Honestly, game changing. Ankles, elbows and hands will never look the same again. That's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed seeing a little peek into my tanning routine and getting to know my thoughts on the Coco and Eve tanning range, which by the way, I am loving. I think it's such a great tanning range. I love the fact it dries really quickly. I love the colour at the end of it, and I also love the fact it just doesn't smell bad. It smells like a tropical beach, and that is just what we need in our lives right now, especially with summer around the corner. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll leave all the links and everything down in the description box, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.